Howdy, hello, and welcome to Phat Love Talk. This is your host, Zachary, and today on the podcast, we're going to be talking about Call of Duty, specifically the new Call of Duty Black Ops 6 coming October 25th. Now, as we all know, Call of Duty Next is going to be on the 28th of August. That's next Wednesday from the recording of this podcast, and I'm very excited about that. Now, the one thing I'm most excited about is the fact that they're keeping Gunfight as a continual game mode in Call of Duty. They're going to call it Strike Maps now, and I think it's still called Call of Duty Gunfight. It might be called Strike now. I'm not sure. Either way, 2 versus 2, best of 6 rounds, that's my kind of action. I'm a big fan of 2 game modes in Call of Duty. The Gunfight mode and Search and Destroy. Those are my 2 favorite modes. Search and Destroy, I don't have any problems in the world with that coming to Black Ops 6. It's going to be a good time. Me and the boys going to get together. We're going to go ham. We're going to have a really good time. Now, this podcast, I would love to talk about what I want out of the 2v2 mode for Black Ops 6. Strap in. We're about to get in it. Forgive me if I sound a little off. I'm just on the tail end of being sick, so I might have a sniffle here or a sniffle there, but I really wanted to get this podcast out, so stay with me. Guys, let's start with some basic facts. Modern Warfare 2019 had 19 gunfight maps. 7 maps at launch, the most I've ever seen since this mode was released. Season 1, 4 maps. Season 2, 2 maps. Season 3, 1 map. Season 4, 1 map. Season 5, 2 maps. Season 6, 1 map. And then with the March 2021 update, another map was added. That's a total of 19 maps for the whole yearly cycle of Modern Warfare 2019. We were eating good. And this was what got me knee-deep in the game mode and really got me the craving for gunfight that I didn't know I needed. Team Deathmatch was now in hindsight. I was craving the win, the high that you get from being better than somebody else and it being reflected in a quick 45 seconds. You're literally in there, in the action. Your gun skill has to be better. Your communication with your teammate has to be better. If you're playing with randoms, God help you, because you got to get good or they got to carry you. One or the other. It's not, going to be a situation where you all have an even amount of kills. There are nights where me and my brother are playing Gunfight. I'm doing trash. He drops 10 bodies. I drop 2. We still win. Go, big bro. Pop off. Other days, I pop off. It just depends on the night. But that's the beauty of this mode. Let's move forward. I didn't know this till I was looking it up, guys, but apparently Call of Duty Mobile in 2020 during their Season 5 update, they added Gun Game, and they have a weekly, refresh, different types of maps. I don't know the full details, if I'm being honest with you, because I don't play Call of Duty Mobile, but apparently they have 12 maps as of when I'm recording this. And that was in Season 5 when they added that game mode. So that's pretty dope, actually. I don't know. I might have to look at how much of a file size that is to a tablet, because or mobile device, because that's a lot. Let's move forward, though, to another mainline game. Call of Duty Cold War. 2020, 10 maps. Ooh, we dropped from 19 maps to 10 maps, but we still got the mode. 5 maps in Season 1. And then 1 map every season from 2 to 6, being 5 more. So we didn't have anything at pre-launch, but we got some maps in the first season, and then onward every season got a single map. That's more than you could say about some of the games, which we'll talk about. So that's nice. Now, if we move on and we talk about Modern Warfare 2 in 2022, we're going to see that 10 maps were added. They didn't add anything. No gunfight for 3 seasons. 4 maps in Season 3. 2 maps in Season 4, 5, 6, respectively. 2 maps each season. So that's 10 maps. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You get the math. That's kind of dismal. And I didn't even look at how many of those were carryover maps. Because, speaking of carryover maps, let's just transition into Modern Warfare 3. All right, Modern Warfare 3 2023, our current game, Season 5 right now, so bear with me. 7 maps in Season 1. 3 maps in Season 2, nothing since. I can't exaggerate this. Season 4 and Season 5 have no new gunfight maps. And they brought over, I think, 3 or 4... No, let me rephrase that. 1 original map for Modern Warfare 3. The rest of the maps are all old maps, if I remember correctly. That is very, very sad. I really wish some of the smaller maps, like Emergency, like the variants of Rust, the variants of Shipment, those would be added to Gunfight, but alas, no, they are not. Not even to mix it up. I don't understand why they're not adding more maps to Gunfight. It's the best mode Call of Duty has right now. They need to play into that. But that's, of course, a biased opinion coming from somebody who absolutely loves that game mode. If I had taken the time, I would have gotten my stats. In fact, this is a podcast where I can pause, edit, record, etc. Hang tight, fam. Alright guys, I'm back, and I am on the stats page for Call of Duty. If I remember, you'll see a screenshot on the video that you're looking at, outside of the B-roll that I have rolling for you. Yeah, I love this game mode. Currently, in the game itself as a whole, I have a .86 kill-death ratio and a 1.19 win-loss. Now, that's not reflected on my skill, simply because after Season 4, I sort of just gave up and started playing casually, and I started using like the shield and the knife and started like running around trying to like get people with melee attacks. So I died quite a bit there for several weeks. I was just trying to have fun. I've put 8 days, 9 hours, 6 minutes into the game. I've played 1,314 games. I'm a casual player, but I do play on a daily basis. But I just don't spend copious amounts of time playing on it if those numbers are kind of rookie for some people who might listen to the podcast or not. But if we go over to the specific maps and modes, I have played 217 wins on Gunfight and 207 losses on Gunfight. That's like close to 430 if you round up. You know, games of Gunfight, that's best of 6 rounds, and I'm on top, baby, 1.05. I'm actually really proud of that. I haven't checked these stats recently, so seeing that number does make me happy, and my kill-death ratio being a 1.02 also makes me pretty happy. I'm not going to lie. I'm actually very, very excited about that. If you break it down, you can go into it, and it goes by the map, so like, just for example, my most wins, I have a 15 win-loss on Meat. I've won 15 matches, lost 1. I have 90 kills on that map, 65 deaths. I'm on top on that map. Now, you may ask, as far as Gunfight is concerned, what's my worst map? And with no surprise, Rust. Me and my brother hate Rust. That map is cursed. I have a .39 win-loss. I've won 12 games, and I've lost 31. That map is garbage. I don't know why anybody has nostalgia for Rust. I think the devs are making up the nostalgia that people feel for it, because there's no real data that I've seen that supports that map being something people want to see brought back, and given variants on top of that. But I could be wrong. Who knows? I'm just personally not a fan of Rust. I absolutely love Training Facility, that being one of the exclusive maps that they have for Modern Warfare 3, not in any other Gunfight title. I love that. It's fantastic. And these stats really reflect that. My second most played game mode, to drill the point home, is Search and Destroy Hardcore. 140 wins, 159 losses. Sometimes when you're with 5 randoms, you don't do so hot. Most of the time my wins happen when I'm playing with the boys, when I'm squatted up. At least 4 people in the party, you know, hopefully the full 6, but, you know, you can't always control that. Monday night Search and Destroy isn't the same as Friday night, you feel me? So, it is what it is, but I love objective-based modes. That's just kind of what I'm trying to point out here. Well, let's go ahead and get back on track now real quick. I want to get into the meat and potatoes of this podcast, which is talking about what I want wish list material for Black Ops 6 strike maps. Black Ops 6 is launching with 4 maps for the iconic mode, which means based on prior knowledge of the mode, we can expect at least 1 or 2 maps per season. This is speculation. What we also know is that Black Ops 6 has been in development since 2020, making this a 4-year window of time to work on the game. That's enough time for 2 zombie maps at launch, a fleshed out campaign experience, and 16 multiplayer maps, 12 6v6 and 4 2v2. That's a characteristic, or rather a note, that I would like to remember. The early access for the beta, August 30th to September 4th, and then open beta September 4th to September 9th. Those are just the facts and a little bit of speculation. Stay with me. What I want from Gunfight changed to Strike in Black Ops 6. Ideally, if we've had such a long development cycle and they have 16 maps at launch for the core multiplayer experience, I would love to see 2 or 3 Strike maps released every season. They can include 1 or 2 or all of them as additional 6v6 maps, but having the option to spread my legs in a new environment in the Strike mode will keep it fresh. Side note, I just want to say how many times we've seen small maps on small maps on Modern Warfare 3 get released and they just don't add it to Gunfight for no other reason than ignorance. I am very sorry to say that out loud, but I honestly am very heated at the fact that we have been in 3 seasons of no new content for a mode I absolutely adore that they created. Like, what's the point of a brand new game mode if you're not going to support it? If it involves new maps, at least give it the lazy approach of adding give it the approach of adding new 6v6 maps and also offering that to Gunfight. I don't care if it's a regular 6v6 map. If it's on Gunfight, it's a fresh environment. You know for a fact, you and your partner against 2 other people, no surprises. I'll play existing maps. Hell, I'll play the large-ass, what's that snow map called on Modern Warfare 3 that nobody likes? Nobody likes that map, and don't lie to me and say you do. That with the train yard in the middle and the buildings, and yeah, that map is crap. But I would rather have that as a Gunfight map than have what we have is the dismal options that we currently are cycling through consistently. Not a lot of maps have been added to Modern Warfare 3. 10 maps. And they blew it all in 2 seasons. Really? No surprises for us here at the end? I would love to see in the mid-season update for Season 5 or for Season 6. You don't even have to add an original map for Gunfight. You just have to include, like, Emergency is a small enough map. You could make that a Gunfight map. And a few other smaller maps that are in the game. You could just make them, throw them into the rotation. That's all I'm asking. Or do something that maybe Cold War did, and they would do 3v3 Gunfight, or the COD Mobile would have different versions of Gunfight, Blueprint Gunfight. You know, just why are you going to be so stingy on a mode that you wanted to push out there that I'm choosing to put my time into, and then you're not going to support it? That just doesn't make any sense from a development point. But I digress. Getting back on track again, Modern Warfare 3 dropped the ball hard with their releases. Though I give them credit for their events, I was never interested in chasing gun skins and sticks, decals, or loading screens. It was not worth it for me. Prestige is the only thing I really felt worth chasing. Now, to be fair, back in the old days of Call of Duty, we didn't have a shop where you can buy bundles with skins for operators and guns. I enjoyed the camo grinds when they were there. And this includes Treyarch titles alongside Sledgehammer and Raven titles. They were all very good when it came to camo challenges, before the shop was really a big kind of modern influence on the franchise. The modern Call of Duty experience tells you to go buy the skins you want. That alone kills any reason to grind for subpar looking skins that don't have animations, generally. What they give out for free through challenges doesn't entice me to jump on daily or weekly to play. My friends blowing up my phone on a Friday night excited to get the squad together and play Search and Destroy is what makes me excited to play. The boys hopping on Discord saying, where you all at? Tagging me, spamming my phone with messages. Yeah, it's an exciting feeling. The grind for prestige is what makes me excited to spend my ever-growing precious time on Call of Duty. I am excited that Black Ops 6 is embracing its history and doing the classic prestige system. I can grind out 10 prestige level systems right from the launch and enter master prestige mode. Anyone can spend 10 or 20 bucks and buy some skins, but prestige levels and icons cannot be bought, baby, but earned through time spent playing the game. More on track though, I think if Call of Duty releases 2 maps, 3 if we're lucky, every season in the game, we'll be eating good for Gunfight, or Strike, or whatever they call it this year. Assuming we get the classic 6-season model, and they only release 2 maps for the mode per season. I messed up that typo there. That would be 12 maps from Season 1 through 6, plus the 4 at launch, totaling 16 Gunfight maps. I don't think that's an unreasonable ask at all, and it sure as heck beats the 10 maps we've gotten in a year's worth of content from Modern Warfare 3. 6 more maps, and it's spaced out very, very nicely. That's not a hard ask. 3 maps per season would mean 18 maps, plus 4 launch maps, totaling 22 maps. I don't see him doing this, but I can see a bonus mid-season map being added every adjacent season. So, like, let's say one season they add 2 maps, and then season 2 they add 3, back to 2 maps, 3 maps, 2. You see what I'm saying here? They mix it up. I'm okay with any combination of that. That being said, if we had anywhere from 12 to 18 maps for the gunfight mode being added post-launch, we'd be eating good. And a good majority of these maps can be added to the 6v6 experience. I'm not saying we have to have exclusive strike maps, although that'd be dope. Training Facility on Modern Warfare 3 was very cool, and I enjoyed the fact that they made a map for the mode specifically, but it's not required, not for me at least. You can ask all you want for something, but if it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. Move on with your life, right? Call of Duty very clearly trained me that they do what they want, and I'm still going to pay for it. It's hard truth. The 4 maps being added at launch are also 6v6 maps, which I'm okay with because it means we get the strike mode, period. Currently, we're in Season 5 of Modern Warfare 3, and if you look at my career stats, which I just talked about, Gunfight is my most played mode, and it's pretty dope. I don't think it's too bad. Hardcore Search and Destroy, like I mentioned, was my second most played mode, but I mostly play with the boys, so I stick to Search and Destroy or Gunfight usually when I'm alone, unless I'm going for, the weekly challenges, and that's a different story because I try to do whatever, small map mosh pit they have going so I can get those done. Do you see where this is going? Yeah, I'm a fan of planning out my next move, one life to live, and the ultimate risk or reward as a result. Nothing beats that high for me. Modes like Team Deathmatch, Hardpoint, Domination are fun, and we throw them in the mix occasionally, but my real bread and butter is the one life modes where you get good or you get wrecked. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my podcast today. I appreciate all the support. If you want to subscribe to my podcast, that's greatly appreciated. Leave me a review on your podcast platform if you have time as well. And subscribe to my YouTube channel, Alpha Phenomenon Gaming, if you want to see the latest videos for my gameplays, possible live streams, and other content there as well. Nothing but love from me. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.